At number 12 on my fantasy playlist, October 26, 1996, the Black Crowes with Blackberry. Forgotten all about that one. And looking back on it, I probably put it a little bit too high on my fantasy playlist. This probably should have been like a number 28, number 29, number 30, number 35 on my fantasy playlist. But hey, what can I say? I was 1996, I was 37 and young. I didn't know any better, perhaps. But anyway, number 12, Black Crowes with Blackberry, up 5 from number 17 the previous week. The album is Three Snakes and One Charm, and they recorded this album in the house. Now, let's go back a little bit on the Black Crowes. I remember their first record, Jealous Again. That was in 1990. Remedy was a fantastic record by the Black Crowes. This was where Otis Redding, he was Chris Robertson, the lead singer, doing that soul shouting like Otis Redding, and you had a guitar section. You had all this wall, this wailing wall of sound, guitar wall of sound, reminiscent of Faces, some of the hard rock bluesy bands back in the late 60s, early 70s. This was definitely a retro sounding band back in the day. And and they covered an Otis Redding record. And dang, I can't remember the name of the record right now. It'll come to me later. It was a song that Otis Redding did in 1967 or 68. It was put out as a single in 68 by Otis Redding after he got killed in that plane crash. Dadgummit. Hard to Handle or something like that, I believe was the name of the record. But anyway, let's get back to this album. Three Snakes and One Charm. They were on this tour in 1995. It was called America or Bust Tour, or Bust Tour. And the group almost got busted. Bust was an appropriate acronym because the band was just, they were at each other's hair. And the rocky relationship between the brothers Chris and Rich Robertson, well, is legendary. But they somehow got together. They somehow got along enough to work on this album, Three Snakes and One Charm. As a matter of fact, they recorded this album in a house. I don't know whose house it was, but they recorded this album in a house in Atlanta. Now, basically, from what I gathered, Chris and Rich Robertson, they came up with the demos, the original demos for the album. They got together with the rest of the band. They had the rest of the band listen to the demos. And it was like, well, it's done. Do we need to add any more to this? It's done. We got 12 demos. We got 12 songs. What more do we need to do? Well, there was a lot that had to be done. They spent several weeks refining the original demos, and they wrote some songs on the spot. And eventually, they recorded about 26 cuts, 26 songs for this album in the house. Now, let me paint a picture for you as best as I can. There was a communal atmosphere in the house. The group lived and they breathed together in the house. And there's all kinds of things going on. There is all kinds of chaos going on. While this album is being recorded, there are dogs barking. There's people eating. There's people upstairs. They're sitting upstairs watching crazy art films. And there's people cutting tracks. I mean, this is a beehive of activity. A caravan of people, as one of the band members put it. And, well, there you go. Three Snakes and One Charm. Blackberry, I guess, was the biggest hit off the album. I do like that part where they go, doom, bum, 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 shoom, bum, 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 something like that, which was definitely a homage to Sly and the Family Stone. Go to Take Me Higher. Go to Take You Higher. Which came out in 1970. Black Crowes, man, they had it. They had that. They understood the golden years. They understood it. It was in their musical DNA. The R&B of the 60s, the hard rock, the bluesy rock of the late 60s and early 70s, Faces, the Rolling Stones. Fuse that with Otis Redding. Fuse that with Percy Sledge. Black Crowes, baby. Blackberry at number 12. Fantasy Playlist, October 26, 1996.